Hello, thank you for tuning in. We've got Ali Lolo in here, we've got Alice Johnson. Thank you for tuning in, and anyone who's tuned in it nice and early and giving it a like and whatever. Big up to everyone there. Please can I come on the show? It says Alice Johnson. No, not at the moment. You definitely can't today. I mean, maybe one day in the future, but no promises, you know. That applies for everyone there. Do I know who you are? No. But nonetheless, I hope everyone is doing well, even if it is just you in here, Alice Johnson. But yeah, today we're talking about Spurs. But yeah, without further ado, let's just crack on with it. But yeah, let's crack on. Spurs versus City. Ortega in net. You know, with or without Edison's injury, I don't think he's injured anymore, by the way. I do think he's fine. Let me know if I'm wrong on that, though. But I'm pretty sure he's fine because of his Instagram post he put out like a day later saying it's okay. So, you know, that kind of suggests that it's okay. But obviously, whether he is injured or not, I think Ortega was always going to play this game. He plays the cup games. And so I hope that he does well, of course, today. Sorry, mine just went blank. It truly has gone blank. Yeah, but Ortega, I suspect he'll play tomorrow. Hopefully he has a great game. He's got a difficult job. Spurs like to attack. Of course they do. And this is our stadium where we've never even drawn at. So we've always conceded at least one goal at this stadium. So it's not the best record, but it's a record we just have to take on board with us. And hope that we can improve upon and break this supposed curse. By the way, in the thumbnail I said don't think about the curse because I don't think we should think about it. The curse will just play on players' heads. You know, it's just another thing to worry about. Don't think about that. Just think about it as a tough away day, like you would Anfield, like you would stadiums like that. 'Cause when you go to those stadiums, okay, you're always thinking the worst. But you know, whenever I go to whenever City go to Anfield, I don't know, I've got a feeling that we can maybe make something happen. I don't know why, but I feel like we can. We never do. We never get 3 points. We won 4-1 then, 2021, but that's the last time. And before then, it goes on for yonks, our streak. And that's because Anfield is a really difficult place. But when it comes to the Spurs Stadium, I don't know, I just feel hopeless because we've never gotten anything there since that stadium was created. That's fact, you know, it's not an over-exaggeration or anything. That is just our record there. We've always lost. We've never picked up anything there, never taken anything positive away from it. We've missed penalties, we've missed sitters, the lot. And we can't afford that tomorrow because, well, of course, we shouldn't really be able to afford that any game. We want to win every game, like any team. But we've also got a treble to defend now, you know. Our treble is on the line this game, and we have to defend it, by all accounts. We can't write this game off because it's Spurs away. We have to take this fight to them and play our game and play it to a high standard. So I've put out a very strong team, and we're going to the back four now. Don't really think I could have changed up the back four much because of injuries. John Stones and Akanji, I believe, still out, but I'm pretty sure John Stones is training. or back in training-ish, whether it's training alone, just getting back up to speed and all that, or whether he's, I don't know, just doing a bit of workout at home. I'm pretty sure he's back in training. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read something about that. But, don't take my word for it. And Akanji, I have no idea what the situation on him is. He could be fine, but I don't think he is. The fact that I've heard nothing on him makes me think that he's still injured. So I suspect we might get an update on him soon, to whether he's okay or not. Hopefully he's fine. Of course, I dread for Akanji to not be okay, because he's a big player for us, and for 15 million quid, I would like him to be available, because getting bang for your buck, I think Akanji's a definition of that, getting bang for your buck. Like, just a top player. Akanji is, like, in his first season, he got a goal here or there, I'm pretty sure, and won the treble. It don't get much better than that, really, does it? But anyway, moving on though. Right back, Kyle Walker. You could say Rico Lewis there, but like I've said this a few times. Don't think Rico Lewis is a right back. I think he is a midfielder. I don't think he's physical enough for the right back area. I think he might have the speed for it, but he needs to be a bit more physical. He needs to buff out a bit. Like I said, I would be tempted to if I was Rico Lewis, I'd actually just go to Ruben Diaz and ask for whatever his training routine is. Try train with him, or maybe someone you might be more familiar with, like one of the England players. Kyle Walker's a pretty big guy. Jack Grealish as well. So there's multiple things there. But Kyle Walker, I hope that he just runs away with it. Runs away with it. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up here. I want Kyle Walker to start, just because, like I've said, I don't think Rico Lewis is a midfielder. No, it's a right back. I think he can play a bit of that inverted John Stones role. I think he can do that on the off game. Wouldn't back him to do it for a whole season yet. But the fella's 19, so I'm willing to give him the time he needs to be able to do that. Rico Lewis, he's got so much time to develop. And there's clearly a player there. We'll go centre-back pairing now. Diaz and Ake. I prefer Ake on left-back, but now I just feel like he's going to be left centre-back. I hope we see him left-back there. But I think we will see him left centre-back. This is where he mainly played at Bournemouth, and where he did partly play early days at City. He did play the centre-back role in his first season, but second season and onwards, he moved into the left-back area and has reinvented himself there and has become, in my opinion, one of the most consistent left-backs in the world. But if he can move those performances to centre-back, then I don't mind. It's not like he plays bad there, I just have preference, like a lot of City fans probably do. Some City fans probably prefer him at centre-back. Going on to Ruben Diaz. Doesn't really need to be stated much. I think he's been a bit better recently. By the way, Kyle Walker, he needs to be a lot better tomorrow. The mistakes against Newcastle were ridiculous, and it can't happen again. That in my opinion has been one of the worst displays I've seen of Kyle Walker in a very long time. But I'm going to say that is the bad game that he's going to have. Okay, because every player has a bad game. Erling Haaland, Nottingham Forest last season, couldn't score even if he tried. Even if his life was on the line. Just wasn't happening for him. And I'm going to say that Kyle Walker has had his bad game now. That was Newcastle. We need consistent Kyle Walker now. Consistent Kyle Walker, by the way, means he locks down whoever he's meant to lock down. And anyone that tries to challenge him to get that ball on the run, he wins that every time. That's the Kyle Walker I know, and most of you know too, I believe. Josko Vardio. Some people, I've heard a couple of people like questioning Vardio. Is he good enough or not? I just want to say, at the age he's doing it at, 22 years old, I don't think we got a thing to worry about Vardio. I think he is a top player. Is he developmental? Yeah, he's only a year older than Doku, and he's younger than Phil Foden. You know, we speak about how young these lads are. You know, I think we can all agree that Oscar Bob is a youngster coming through the ranks, obviously. But Vardio's only 2 years older than him, you know. If that. You know, he's very young still, and we have to be patient with him. First season in the Premier League, it's always going to be difficult. You know, I always say, give him a season, you know, let him bed into it. Second season is where we can really judge him. But I am confident with having Vardio in my back four, of course. More than happy with that. Because I think I just think that he's got the tools to do it. And I think if he has a game like he did against Arsenal, the game we lost by the way, because in my opinion he was City's best player, I put him down as man of the match. If he has a game like he did that game, where he locked down Jesus, I don't think we'll have to worry. Let me just find out who we're likely to see on the right for Spurs. Brandon Johnson. It's not an easy battle for him. Brandon Johnson, I rate him. I think he's a solid player. I do think there's a player there in Brandon Johnson. So obviously not easy, but I think Vardio can do it, you know. Vardio's a pretty quick guy. He's very quick, left-footed. I know left-footed isn't what's going to make him be able to beat Brendan Johnson or not, but I don't know, I've got a good amount of faith that he can do it. Moving on. Oh, my bad. Well then, CDM, again, I won't cover this for long. Calvin Phillips is out the door, so there really isn't anyone else to speak about. I don't trust Kovacic or Nunes to do this role by themselves. I much more trust Rodri to do it, of course. I mean, if you want to put Kovacic and Nunes in there together, sure, do that. Again, I'd be a bit wary of that because they're both quite forward-going players, and I feel like that is a sign of being very attacking. But I think Rodri can cover it himself. And if he needs support, he's got Bernardo Silva, who's just a little further up the pitch. And so I think we should hopefully be fine there. Now then, right wing, Oscar Bob. I haven't put him in here just because of that great goal he got against Newcastle. I would have always put him in on the right wing. Even though this is a big game, I think Oscar Bob is a big player for us, and he will be eventually, I reckon. Within 2 years, I think he'll be, you know, in and out of that first team, you know, but getting a lot more game time than he is, you know, taking the spot of whoever our right winger is at the time. It's going to be interesting though, but I like the look of Oscar Bob, like I think most City fans do, and I think a lot of football fans probably rate him as well. Putting their biases aside and all that, I think that, you know, I think that there is plenty to see in Oscar Bob to tell you that he's going to be a top lad. And I sincerely believe that, to be honest. Now then, Bernardo Silva, I put him in the midfield as opposed to the right wing this game. This fella can play anyway, is that good? But I put him in midfield because the idea is, in my mind, that he's going to be overlapping with Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob's got a very difficult job tomorrow on Udogie because I suspect that Spurs will go all out trying to win this game because this is a cup for them. you know, because the Premier League's going to be a difficult one, but if they can win the FA Cup, you know, FA Cup does come with a little bit of luck, of course, because, you know, if they get League One teams all the way to the final, okay, and say Liverpool get, I know they haven't had League One teams, but say they beat us, and they get League One teams all the way to the final, and Liverpool get like really difficult teams, then they would have had the easier run. No disrespect to those teams, but it would have been a much better run for them. This is a competition that they can win, and they will want to win since they haven't had a cup in ages. And Andrew Postecoglou, I believe, will want to have a really good first impression on the season. And a person that's having a really good impression at the moment with all football fans is Udogie. He's doing brilliantly. Lockdown Garnacho last week when I watched him against United, he was brilliant. I can see why people are putting him in his Premier League team of the season. He was second for me when it came to left back. Why I put Luca Digne, because I think he's actually been really good, a bit underrated in my opinion. But I think Udogie is definitely a shout and just seems to be excelling. First season in the Premier League, I'm pretty sure, so you can't knock him for it. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure he did join Spurs last season, but just didn't play. So, you know, it's here or there, really. And so the idea is you got Bernardo on the overlap, and Oscar Bob can also overlap him, so just creating a lot of space, hopefully. I'm sure Spurs will have their own plans to prevent anything like that, but I feel like if Bernardo's on the overlap, or if Bernardo's even taking on Udogie, because I believe he's got that in his locker, he's so good with his feet. I remember last season, Alphonso Davies, top left back for Bayern Munich, had him on the ropes, just in and out of him, you know. At one point, it just looked like the ball's going to go out, you know. There were like 2 Bayern Munich players on him. Nope, he did not give up, not for a moment. He just kept trying, kept pushing, trying to get a goal for City. Don't think he ended up getting one, but that just shows you how much it's going to work. And I think Udogie, as the game goes on, he'll find that a bit of a trouble. Oscar Bob, I think he's a player who's going to have a lot of energy for City as well, of course. Youngster, he's 20, you know, his leg's going to be packed with energy. Not that means he's going to, well, just run it ragged the whole day, obviously not, because that'd be silly, because then he leaves himself burnt out. But I believe that we will see a very good overlapping from those two. Now then, on to the other midfielder, Phil Foden. Phil Foden, you know, City's Etihad December player of the month, he was brilliant. View from Frost, big up, thank you Frost Fury, thank you for tuning in, of course, as usual. Super consistent. Thanks a bunch, Frost. We were just talking about midfield. Alvarez better start looking for teams before January 2025. I don't know why, man. Why would he start looking for teams when he's playing so much for City? Such up his stats this season. And he's recently signed a new contract as well, so I don't see Alvarez leaving. You know, this season, he's played 30 games. Can't argue that. And in those games, he had 13 goals, 10 assists, and a very good season. Yeah, Claudio, but I mean... Yeah, but, you know, is Phil Foden looking for a move? You know, I don't know. Don't think just because Echeverry's coming in. I mean, by the way, I want to have a conversation about Echeverry because I think that transfer is brilliant, but just one little thing that I might be a little concerned about. I don't know why it is. Give me a moment. I'm just... Yeah, but anyway, I will get onto that, but I'll complete my predicted 11 and how I think the game will be and all that. Now, Phil Foden, midfield. Usually I put him by Oscar Bob as opposed to next to Jack Grealish because that means Phil Foden, a bit easier for him to shoot on his left. But I want Bernardo over there. I do think Phil Foden and Oscar Bob could do the job that I just said Bernardo and Oscar Bob could do, but I don't know. I think Bernardo, right-hand side, just cooks different, and I'd prefer him over there. But Bernardo could play anywhere, so if he plays where Phil Foden is this game coming, no complaints by me. And to be honest, I don't mind them interchanging. You know, that's kind of how I thought of it in my head as well. But Phil Foden, I want him to basically mirror the job that Bernardo did on the other side. I remember Bernardo and Grealish cooking against United. They absolutely cooked them alive. It was absolutely brilliant. You know, just tactically spot on from Pep. And I think that we could do that against Spurs. Spurs, they play very open, you know, very attacking football, high line like us. So, you know, maybe I should play... I was thinking about putting Doku in, but I don't know, I don't think Doku was all that against Newcastle. I think he struggled big time. Newcastle obviously play different, they're going to defend a lot more. But I just feel like this could be a game for Doku. Ball over the top to Doku could be frightening. Phil Foden can never be replaced. He is a brilliant footballer, to be honest. One of a kind. Oh man, I've got Leverkusen highlights on here. They've been brilliant this season. Lovely goal that. But yeah, Phil Foden he's brilliant, and I think that he could do similar job to what Bernardo Silva did with Jack Grealish against United, and I'd like him to do that if he can. You know, if he can't, then fine, put Bernardo over there, play, just put them on the opposite sides. But I do suspect they'll interchange because it's not like they're locked down onto this position. Otherwise, we wouldn't see Walker bombing up the right hand side. I want to see that less and less. By the way, I don't mind it happening a bit. You know, when we're a bit more comfortable. But whilst we're fighting our way into the game, just calm it down. Because Timo Werner, I don't know if he'll start, but nonetheless, he's a big player. He's a big player for them. By the way, no Kulusevski this game, playing the Lords, I believe anyway. Let me find out his injury. He didn't play against United, so I'm hoping that means he's out, because Kulusevski, I really rate him. He can play anywhere. It's not letting me know. Don't know what the situation is with him. Kulu always assisting or creating against us. I know he cooked against us last season, even though we did end up losing the game at the Etihad when we beat them 4-2. He was big, but and then again he even helped get the goal that won them the game last season at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, another 1-0. I hope he's not available. He didn't start against United, and he wasn't on the bench either. I know there's been a relatively big chunk of time since that game was played, almost 2 weeks, but I'm hoping that means he's not available. If he is, though, we have to deal with that, of course. But I'll go on to forward now. Julian Alvarez, I'm more than fine with him playing, you know, even if Haaland is fit and on the bench. don't want him to start because, you know, he's just come back from injury. Let the fella rest. If we really need a goal, last 10, 15 minutes, get him on. Try and make something happen, hopefully. But hopefully it doesn't come to that point. I'd like us to just get the game done within the time frame that we need it to be done. And Alvarez, more than capable of scoring goals. You know, I don't think he often misses big chances. I know he did against Newcastle. There was one I was just saying, oh, he's got to get that on target. You know, I remember saying it. It was a huge chance, but he did miss it. But Haaland misses chances too. It's just he scores a ton of goals because he plays a lot of games. He scores a lot of goals to make up for it. So I want Alvarez to be fit and firing tomorrow, of course. He's had a big break since, you know, a lot of people are saying, is it because he's worn out? Is that why he's not been playing as well? You know, a lot of people said that in December, but he's had a big break, you know, 2 weeks almost. So, hopefully, he's fit and firing. Now then, that's my predicted 11. In terms of scoreline, I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I want to say one because, you know, this team could be at the bottom of the Premier League, Spurs anyway, and they pull out a brilliant game. You know, I'm not going to predict this one. But South Africa qualified AFCON, nice. That's your team, isn't it? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure that's your team. So I'm pretty sure you're happy about that. Pretty sure Cape Verde qualified as well. But now then, I'm going to talk about Echeverri real quick. Now then, Claudio Echeverri, as you know, he is joining City he's joining City January 2025. That's the official statement that's come out. Will there be a clause in the contract that will let us break that, like there was in the Alvarez one? Because that was originally a part of the deal with Alvarez, but City could pay a little extra, like $2 million or something, to get him out that sooner and join in the summer. That is what happened at the end of the day. But you could see that maybe with Echeverri. I don't know if that's guaranteed or not. Thomas Wilson, welcome to the chat with the classic wave. Thank you for hopping in. But Echeverri, he's going to be joining 2025, it looks like, and he might even be going on loan to Girona when he does join. Look, it's a lot of money to spend on Echeverri. I think it's like 14.5, by the way, 14.5 million euros, but there's like 9 million in add-ons, and if that's titles, I back City to get that, so the deal does come up to 25 million euros. I've got the official thing here. Well, it says this is the deal. Yeah, 14.5 million guaranteed paid fee to River Plate. So 14.5 gone. 9 million in add-ons, performance related, not club titles. Okay, so it's not club. It's not club title related, which is solid, I guess. It's based on trophies. As a City fan, I hope it goes well. Martial's groin injury? Yeah, I mean, I'd hate to see a player get retired due to injury or something like that, you know. So, I mean, I hope he comes back and does well. Well, not does well. I mean, I hope the surgery goes fine. I don't really want to see a United player doing good because that means United will start doing better, so... But Claudio obviously staying on. This is Fabrizio Romano, by the way. Staying on loan to River Plate until December 24th. That's like when their season ends, I'm pretty sure. But then he also says plan includes possible loan to Girona from January. Short loan or like a 2-year loan, I'm not sure. It's in the air right now. But Claudio Echeverri signed a contract till 2028. Which is the one thing that I'm looking at, you know, that's like what City have said anyway. A contract till 2028. When you consider that he's not going to be here for this year, that's a 3-year contract. It's a very short amount of time for a player, deals tend to be 6-year contracts at the moment. I'm pretty sure Jack Grealish's deal expires a year after that, and he's been here for almost, he would have been here for 3 years less than Echeverri has, So it confuses me. I don't know what that's about. Is it because that's all City can give him in terms of, maybe that's because of his age? Maybe you can't give players massive contracts like that? Maybe that's the case? Maybe Echeverri didn't want a big contract. I don't know. It's weird. That's going to be 3 years, and if he does get that loan to Girona, whether that's a short term or just a loan until the next January, that means that means he's getting, 3 seasons with us, which is just a confusing bit. I'm sure we will see a bit more as it comes on. But, doesn't mean it can't get renewed, of course. I just thought it'd be a bit longer. Maybe he wants the Barca move. Yeah, that is a possibility. We know he's a Barcelona fan, so that's probably taken into consideration because, City might be saying, but why would City do it then? Let's just make you a better player. So Barcelona, they're in a bad financial situation. That won't get fixed for a while, okay? They could barely pay a loan fee. They could barely pay a loan fee. And Echeverri, the last thing he would want is his price to go up. Because joining Man City, his price will instantly go up now, by the way. I doubt he's got a release clause in his contract. I don't think City would ever sign up for that. A release clause and a short contract. It's a weird one. I hope that this doesn't mean he's just going to be gone. Sell Lewa to Bayern. I don't think you'd get much for Lewandowski. Not because he's a bad player. I still think he's got it in him. It's just because he's very old now. Well, very old. Barca signed him for 40 million. They're not making their money back. And I don't think Bayern want him either. They have Harry Kane now, Lock down Lewandowski, GOAT. He was good. And he should have won a Ballon d'Or. But he got robbed. Like another player we know has. But that's been and gone. But if you want to talk about more Claudio Echeverri, we definitely talk about him in the Spurs watch along tomorrow. Big up for anyone in fact everyone who tuned in. Frost Fury, Thomas Wilson, Ali though I know came in very early. So thank you everyone for the support. By the way, just let me know any content you want at all. Just let me know any content you want. Put it in community tab because we're going to be footballless for a while. For a few days coming up soon, so that week will be pretty quiet. So I want to get some content out of those. So no NBA. So just let me know, okay? Big up to anyone who tuned in, and I will see you all soon.